everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tamara and today I'm going to share with you guys my secret on how I aced my exams in college. Now I know this is the time of the semester where everybody is panicking and freaking out because they're trying to figure out how to prepare for their very first exam, and I just want to say, just relax. I'm going to give you a few of my studying tips to help you prepare for this exam. So with that being said, let's get started. Now I do want to note, you're not going to study the same exact way for two different classes. And what do I mean by that? For an example, the way you may study for a psychology exam is not going to be the way you study for like a biology exam or a physics exam or chemistry exam. And this is important to keep in mind once we get to our study guides. But the very first thing you want to do to prepare for this exam is ask the instructor what the structure of the exam is going to look like. And what I mean by this is you want to ask, are the questions from the exams going to be based on the lecture PowerPoints or homework problems or quizzes? That's basically what you want to ask. For my biology class, our exam questions were based on the lecture PowerPoints, but literally for my African Studies class, our exam questions were literally the same exact questions that were on the quizzes we did each and every week. So in other words, if you did those quizzes in my African class, you're set for the exam. But hopefully your professor won't be like a jerk or anything and actually answer your question, because it helps out so much. Because one thing my physics professor has told me is it's not about how much you study, it's about what you study. So number 2 is time to set up our study guide. But there's a trick to it. What you do not want to do is copy and paste information and put it on a document, and then now you're reading like 5 pages worth of notes. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do instead is create a mock exam filled with questions based on the material you're supposed to be studying. It has been proven that the best way to study is to test yourself to make sure you understand the material. Now this is the part where it's important to remember, you're not going to study for every class the exact same way. Your mock exam for each and every class that you make is not going to look the same. For an example, for my physics class, my exams were literally just math problems. No content, no nothing, just math problems. However, I noticed in my physics class, my exams were based off of examples pulled from the PowerPoint as well as homework questions. So what I did is I took those homework questions and example questions from the PowerPoint, I put them in a Google Doc, I printed it out, I cut up slips of paper, and basically in a notebook, I wrote down the answer and how to work out each problem. But on a different sheet of paper, I would try to solve each and every problem over and over again until I got it right. One of the tips that was given in my anatomy class is to literally partner up with people, or even get with your friends, get a whiteboard and literally just teach them. For an example, if you're working on like the pathway of the heart, get a whiteboard and teach your friends the different ventricles and atriums and stuff. Just teach your friends the pathway of the heart and you're more than likely going to remember. But since my biology exams were based off of the lecture PowerPoints, I just took the facts from the PowerPoints and turned it into questions on my mock exam. For an example, instead of saying starfish are a part of the phylum Echinodermata, I put on my mock exam, what phylum is the starfish in? And that helped me remember. Now that you finish your study guide, it's time to study. So what you want to do is work through these mock exams over and over and over again until you don't have to get every question right, but until you get majority of the questions right. On top of that, while you're studying, you want to make sure you read the questions and say the answers out loud, because you're going to most likely remember things when you say it out loud instead of in your head. Once I literally found out this studying trick, I don't even call it like a trick or whatever, but once I figured out this was the best way for me personally to study, I started doing amazing on my exams. I aced my physics exam. I aced my neuromuscular exams. And don't do this, but I would literally study like the night before, because I would procrastinate a lot, y'all. But I would literally study like the night before and still ace my exam just by doing that method. I always tell people college is kind of like a game and you have to know the rules in order to play. So it's like once you learn how to study for each class, you're good. But I will say on your first exams, if you don't get a good score, that's okay. That's fine, you know, don't freak out over that, because really your first exams of the semester, you're just basically trying to see how your teachers pretty much test you guys. But like I said, once you figure out how the exam is structured, you're gonna do great. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys took something from this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
I'm in London, I like to go and shop at the mall, shop at the Prada, shop at the store.